You're here, I'm here, you're here, we're here. By popular demand, Tim Fisk is back to do an encore. We had this extraordinary, amazing conversation a couple of days ago. He gave us three unbelievable Instagram trends. It blew up my page. And I went and I asked him if he'd come back for a few minutes. He's got three other trends that he wants to talk about with regard to this new thing that we all have coming our way called online booking. So I'm gonna go get him, and then we're gonna go to work because I don't want to be burning up too much of his time. Hold on, he's gonna be coming. Hold on just a second. There he is. Give it up, you guys, would you please?
I'm back.
He is back. He is back. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate you doing this for me.
Yeah, I'm so psyched to be here. And I've been thinking about this all day, like in anticipation, because this is such a hot topic amongst a lot of salon company owners, online booking. So I'd love to just have a chat about it.
All right. Well, yeah, and you and I had a conversation not long ago, and I always like to geek out with you about online because, as you know, it's coming at us at Mach 5, and it's rapidly, I don't know that it's a norm yet, but I bet in a few months it's going to be. So get us started. What do you see as as the trends?
So, I mean, first of all, just want to say online booking, it's here and it's important. I have been doing online booking in my salon company for about 2 years, and we've been ironing out the kinks. So I have things to share with you today based on our own learnings. But if you think about it, elevated guest experiences now across consumption boards include online interface. I have a lot of friends that won't even book a restaurant reservation unless they can do it online. And so when we think about online booking in regards to our salon companies, I think for those market leader salons, we have to be available to guests, both current and potential guests, online. A lot of my appointments that are being booked online, actually, I would say most of them are being booked between the hours of 9 p.m. and midnight. So this is a
Wow.
window of time where they can't even call the salon, right?
Say that one again because that's a biggie. So you're saying the clients, be they new or repeat, that are taking advantage of the online booking feature is 9 o'clock to midnight.
That's right. So that's a lot of people's downtime is spent on their phones online. And that's when they're making these appointments. And that's when they're doing their kind of exploring and maybe even looking for a new salon company or a new stylist or new service provider. And then if they have an opportunity to take that action right then and there, we're seeing an increase. The ROI really is an increase in my new guest percentage.
Now, before we get into the actual, the things that you're focusing on, I asked you this, and I just loved your metric currently your salon company is running at about 10% of your total guest count is new first time. That includes referral. And I asked you out of that community, what percentage of that community is taking advantage of your online booking service?
So I would say about of all of my new guests, about half of them are booking their first appointment online with us.
Wow. And then what do you have a handle yet as to what percentage of your repeat clients that are not that aren't rebooked but would use your online booking feature to book?
That's right. So we're running at about 60 to 65% rebook. And I would say of those guests that don't rebook, the 35%, about half of them, or 17% of my guests that are
Wow.
repeat guests, are also booking online.
And I want to be careful, Tim, that I'm not putting words in your mouth. They're kind of imposing what my hunch is on. But I got to ask you, as time goes on, from month to month, quarter to quarter, do you see that ratio continuing to climb?
I don't necessarily see it continuing to climb as much as with new guests, I see it climbing, but we're still trying to go after rebook as a metric in our salon company. We're still bonusing our front desk on rebook because whether or not they're booking online or calling in their appointment, the guest that books prior to leaving, they're going to come in more times per year and they're also going to be served better. So we want to make sure they're still booking those appointments before they leave.
Yeah, and then you and I were chatting about it's going to be we're both keeping an eye on those guests that are getting rebooked before they leave the salon, as we're teaching those guests to use online, there's a number of those guests that are using the online feature to rebook themselves when they're inside of the salon. So it's kind of cool to kind of watch that shifting.
That's right. I mean, it's just another kind of do-it-yourself thing that can happen while color's processing or while they're waiting. So we encourage them to use an app. In my salon, we have an actual consumer app, or they could just go to our website and rebook their next appointment before they leave.
By the way, did you create your guest app, or was it an app developer that you used?
Our app was a feature of our POS salon software, which is Envision.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, you and I could geek out on this all damn day, and we can't.
Totally.
'Cause you're busy. So, what's your first trend?
So the first thing I just want to talk about is how guests are booking. So let's just say we get over some of these fears today and you guys decide to go ahead and implement online booking in your salon company. I want you to consider the way that it's done. And so most of the salon software companies are kind of catching up on this, and they're providing a widget or embed link so that you can embed the online booking interface into your own website. Prior to that, it was you would click on a link and it would take you to some other website to book your appointment. And the problem there is that it's not branded, it doesn't look like your salon company, it's not smooth, and it's not an elevated guest experience. So when you do decide to implement online booking, make sure you work with your web developer or whoever's working on your website and you get that embedded link so that guests aren't leaving your website to book.
And I believe you told me that your point of sale cloud-based salon service company Envision has that plug-in so that it's really a part of your site.
That's right. You never really leave our website. A drop-down menu just happens, and then you're in there booking the appointment. And it's great because we can control the images, the colors, our logo can be on it. It really just looks beautiful and elegant. It's seamless.
And is that something that you can do once after the website is set up, so that if you want to update that content, you can?
The truth is, I do it myself. It's super easy, and I don't even have a lot of time. So like, it takes me maybe 5 minutes to update that page.
Got it. All right, let's pivot to the second feature, which is your menu, how you're handling your online menu.
Yeah, so one of the things that I hear from salon company owners when we have conversations about implementing online booking is a fear that guests are going to book themselves for the wrong appointment, or they're going to try to sneak in for a shorter duration of time, like maybe let's say a partial highlight when they really need a full highlight, or just a small time color appointment when they really need a couple of hours. And so what we've done in our salon company is we've created these dummy appointments or online booking appointments. They're appointments that have extended amounts of time and there's a limited number. I mean, if you were to go to my website today and try to book a color appointment, you'll see that we only have 4 appointments that are available for color. It's a retouch with a haircut, a highlight, or a highlight with a haircut, and that is it. So there is no guessing game for the guest, and that window of time would have to be there in order for them to be able to complete that online booking.
Yeah, I like this. So I'm going to use my own speak here. You're basically saying you and your people have thought out, I'm going to call it your online menu of services, and that does not correlate fully with your full service menu, because you want to manage the risk of guests getting themselves in trouble or booking out too much time. So you've really kind of curated that to make it as risk-free as possible.
That's right. It's a less number of services that are available. They're super generalized services, and we've made the blocks of time just a little bit bigger, a little buffer there so that we can accommodate our guests and their needs.
Got it. Then your third trend, branding promotions in your confirmation emails. What's that?
Yeah, this is just some next level stuff. So if you do implement online booking, what usually happens is the software will send a confirmation email to the guest, or maybe they'll send a confirmation text to the guest, just confirming that they had booked the appointment and what service they actually booked. In most cases, these softwares have the opportunity for you to customize those emails and those texts. So what you can see in my example here, we're actually promoting our massage program in the confirmation email to our guests. When they actually get that confirmation email, we're telling them they could book a massage. So we're promoting our spa as a cross promotion for all of our hair clients that are booking their hair appointments.
I love this. So this really is kind of a cross promotion on steroids, where you're confirming a hair appointment, but embedded into that email content is a, by the way, we're featuring this massage service, and really putting in there that there's time available if the client wants that. And then depending, the client can either book that online, or do they call the salon direct to get that handled?
Either or, right? So they could call or they could book online, right? We could embed a link for them to just go right back to the booking interface and book that appointment. We know that email marketing has taken a bit of a dip in the new social digital age now, with social media being as powerful as it is. Let's take advantage of every single touch point of communication that we do with our guests and make it branded, make it exciting, and promote our other services in the salon.
I'm picking up a question that came in from a friend, Dawn, and she's saying, do you require any kind of deposit for larger services being booked like color?
Yeah, so we tread very lightly with this. We don't want to discourage people to book services, but in the case of lash extensions, for example, in my salon company, we require a deposit of 50% for your first time full lash extension service. What we do is we'll have that service be booked, and then a guest service expert will call that guest to actually sell them a quote unquote gift card over the phone that would then be held for them for when they come in for their service.
I love it.
There are companies that will hold credit card information for you. Just know that that is a service that you have to pay for.
Got it. And then you said you got a little bonus for us, because as I was looking at your PowerPoints, I said, Tim, what is this? And what did you say? I couldn't resist.
I just couldn't help myself. Yeah, I get really passionate about this kind of stuff, and my mind just keeps going and going. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do 4. I'm going to do 4 tips. I don't care. So another pain point around online booking, and I hear this from service providers and from salon company owners, is this idea of the no-show. When there's not a personal touch there and somebody's booking their appointment online and they don't even know the service provider or the salon company, we do see an increase in no-shows, people not showing up for that appointment that they booked. So I have some strategies on how to rectify that and actually decrease the number of no-shows that you have, particularly with new guests. I think number 1, having that branded email as a confirmation, it's going to get them excited about coming to see your salon company. Number 2, I would say to all of my stylists, and we do this in my salon, for all new guests that are booking online, the service provider calls or reaches out to them on Instagram and confirms the appointment personally. This puts a personal touch on that, and once the guest hears the service provider's voice, I feel like they're less likely to ghost that service provider. And then lastly, I would say, don't forget, you can do your consultations pre-visit. You can do it by passing photos back and forth on Instagram direct message, or hey, how about take it up a level and do a Instagram video chat consultation? These steps are going to decrease the number of no-shows that you have, while at the same time providing an elevated guest experience that they're going to talk about with their friends.
I love it. And so just while I have you on, you gave 4 here, 3 a couple of days ago, so you gave us like 7 golden nuggets, and yet you're saying, look, as much as I gave you, it's the tip of the iceberg. You're saving the iceberg for this conversation that you and Luke are doing, Luke Hufstetter. Give me a 1 to 2 minute, what is that? Because I'm getting a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg, you guys. And next Tuesday on the 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern, Luke Hufstetter and I are going to be hanging out doing a free, that's right, free webinar talking about the top 3 social digital mistakes that salon owners make. We're going to cover a lot of ground there, and you're going to get a lot of rich information out of this webinar. It'll be about 60 minutes. And then the bonus part of it is we're going to have a special offer that's just available to the people that attend the webinar. So you can sign up by clicking the link below. It's totally free. If you can't make it, get somebody in your salon to watch this webinar. It's going to be amazing information, huge value to your salon company. I really hope to see you there.
Yeah, and you and I had this conversation 3 days ago, and there was like 200 people like enrolled in it like right now. So I wanted to give you one more opportunity to kind of tease people about what this conversation is going to be about, and in hopes that we would get 200 more people and make it even that much more interesting.
That's right. The more the merrier, right? There is no limit to the number of people that can register for this, but there will be a limit on the number of people who can take advantage of the special offer. So make sure that you get in there and join us, and I'll see you guys there.
I love it. Well, we were able to get this conversation inside of 20 minutes. I want to thank you for coming in, my friend, and doing that. And I'm going to, both of us were really paying attention to the engagement that was on this page, and then we put it on the two community pages. So we'll put in those links so that if people want to get involved and get signed up, they can do that. So thanks again for your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Michael. Always great to be here.
All right, give it up for Tim Fisk one more time, you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna let you get back to work, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Okay, you guys, I think you should give it up for him one more time, would you please? I always love geeking out with this guy because he really can hold his own. And you know, his three golden nuggets, his trends was you want to make sure that if you're a salon owner and you're setting up an online booking feature off of your website, or now that link is tied into even your Google pages and as well as your social media pages, make darn sure that you've got a plug-in on your website and that you've got some sort of collaboration with your point of sale company, like, you know, Mevo 2, Envision. That is very, very important. It'll make it, a lot more seamless for your clients. He then pivoted into, and I love this, a special menu to really minimize the chaos. So there are some menus that you can put on your online booking, and then menu services that you don't, because they require more conversation. So you can minimize chaos by really selecting, and he gave 4 examples: a color retouch with a haircut, pretty simple. Highlight service with haircut, and then a blowout. So that was an example of kind of his first 1.0 version of an online menu. And then on confirming this, he said when you're sending out your emails, you got an opportunity to cross-promote other services as well. Many of you are using confirmation emails or confirmation text are now built in. But the biggie was his no-show. That if you want to minimize the no-show, anytime a personal confirmation, that confirmation is done with the service provider. That can happen through direct messaging, somebody on their Instagram or Facebook page, calling. You can even now have we're calling them digital online virtual consultations that begin the bonding process. Many of you are doing that now. For those of you that are getting into this, we see this as a trend, and real soon it's going to be the new normal. So thank you very much, Tim, for doing that. And it would go without saying that if you love what you saw here this afternoon, as well as what we did 2 days ago, this is free, you guys. This is no damn reason whatsoever why you're not going to want to take advantage of Tim Fisk and Luke Hufstetter. It's March 10th, next week, 7 p.m. Eastern. That would be, 6 p.m. Central, 5 Mountain Time, and 4 Pacific. Get involved in this. We will post the links on our caption boxes on Facebook, this Facebook channel, as well as we'll put this on the Summit community as well. So great conversation with you. It's good to see you all, and I'll see you soon.